Wish I could feel what I can't see. Float like a butterfly, scream like a banshee. Something's hiding in the pantry.
Hi everybody, welcome back. I am going to try to get through this. I'm sorry if you hear a lot of background noise. My boys are going nuts today and my neighbors are trying to all mow in a hurry because we're just getting a lot of tropical weather and it's just pouring rain, so everybody's lawn is like weeds by now, so everybody is outside mowing because there's a tiny bit of sun. It's supposed to, what time is it? Yeah, in half an hour we're supposed to get a nasty storm, so I'm hoping that I can get through this without any technical difficulties, and I do apologize for any background noise that you may hear. Now, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, because I am very active over there. That's mostly the only other like social media app besides Facebook that I'm active on. I have my own kind of like beauty page on Facebook. It's all down below in the description box if you guys ever want to check it out. But I did a poll and I asked you guys if you wanted me to do a makeup and mayhem or if you wanted me to do a chat spat, and it was overwhelming how many of you wanted a chat spat. You guys are missing the chat spats, but I did one before and it did not do well, so I figured people were just like, peace. You know, so I moved on to like makeup and mayhem where I'm actually doing something while I talk. But you guys want a chat spat. You said the chat spat. So here we are. Today we are going to be talking about trichotillomania. Mine personally and generally, because I was asked by someone to talk about that because their child has it as well. And then we're also going to touch on cancel culture. I'm sorry, she's right next to my house mowing. I know. But we're going to talk about cancel culture. Watch it, girl. Get you canceled. I'm just gonna sit here a minute and bait and wait. It can't take that long. It's like a 2x2 square little patch. So if you guys want to talk about this with me, find out a little bit more information on trichotillomania, how I feel about cancel culture and all that good stuff, then let's just go ahead and jump into it and see who we can piss off today. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually trichotillomania, and if you guys don't know what that is a hair pulling disorder. And TLC and a lot of places like that have made shows about people who have weird types of like disorders or cravings or things that they do. And there was a girl on there who had trichotillomania, and she would sit in her bathroom and she wears headscarves because she had pulled so much of her hair out that she actually looked like a cancer patient, like she was going through chemo or radiation, and it was not the case. There are many types of trichotillomania, and that is the one thing that I want to stress to anyone who has questions about it or questioning themselves. Do not write it off if you're not pulling out your hair on purpose or eating it, the hair follicles at the end, because that is something that is the bigger diagnosis of trichotillomania. It's like the big main whip topping is the fact that you will pull out your hair on purpose and sometimes, a lot of times, eat the hair follicles and some of the hair, and then you'll get one of those bizarre things, and it's like a hairball in your gut, and you have to go in and get surgery and get it removed. That is not something that I do. So me personally, what my trichotillomania is I have an OCD repetition with braiding my hair, and braids probably about this tiny. You can't even barely see the hair, but this tiny, and I'll do my whole head, and then I'll unbraid it and I'll do it again. And if I don't feel like that I can do that, the braiding, then I will take my hair down, I'll go like this with it, and if I think I feel a hair that's longer than any other, I will knot it and rip that out and then throw it on the floor. And I know that sounds disgusting, and it is a constant battle. It's very embarrassing because sometimes my kids or my husband will have one of my hair knots in their socks, and it's really embarrassing to admit. And I vacuum my area by my bed a lot because of that fact. For me, what I feel like, and I can only speak for myself because I do know downright that everybody with trichotillomania is different. You know, it always has to do with the hair on your body somewhere. Can be your eyelashes, can be your eyebrows, can be the hair on your head. It doesn't matter. It's just the act of losing hair due to something that you're repeatedly doing. And that's what has happened to me. as you can see even right here, through my hair, it should all be right here. I've always had this all covered. So it used to all be hair. It's not there anymore. I try to cover it up. And the volume of my hair is a little curled right now, so it looks more voluminous. But this, before the trichotillomania, was doubled. I had the thickest hair in the whole world growing up, my whole life. I hated it, but I still had it. And my daughter has the same thick ass hair. And now I have this to me, this little tiny ponytail of hair, because my hair just falls out like constantly, and then because I'm constantly braiding it, I have a lot of breakage, so a lot of areas in my hair they're only like this long because my hair is breaking, because I'm braiding it right after I use hot tools, or I'm braiding it so much and ripping it out, and sometimes I braid so small that it knots itself when I'm trying to get it out, and that it's caused me so much physical damage, as well as just because I don't really care if I lose my hair. I just don't. Like, there's wigs, there's extensions, there's hats, there's scarves. That's not what I'm worried about. The number one thing that worries for me, and it probably happens to everybody with trichotillomania, is the repetitive movement of it hurts. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old. So, and it's like almost a daily thing. Sometimes I do it 2 or 3 times with the braiding and going through that kind of session. And it has caused me neck problems like you would not believe. It's caused hand and wrist problems like you would not believe. I feel like an 80-year-old in that sense. My neck spasms like crazy because I will constantly for hours be like this, braiding my hair over and over, and once I start, I cannot stop. So it is, they don't know what causes this, but they do know that it is under that umbrella of OCD, and it definitely is, because it's a repetitive behavior. There are some cognitive therapies and things that you can do, but for trichotillomania, there's still just so much unknown in the medical field. So you really have to do just what works for you. So I tend to stay away from watching movies unless I'm already doing something with my hands, because I can't just sit and watch a movie, because I'll start braiding my hair, or I'll start knotting it and ripping it out. It is a stress thing. If I'm overly stressed, it will happen. I'll start braiding. You know, there are a lot of trigger factors in that. So the best thing I do is try to be open with myself about what my triggers are and try to avoid them. And I've been trying to do that lately, and what helps is me putting on acrylic nails, because I can't braid my hair with acrylic nails on because I can't grab a hold of the hair good enough, and it's not pleasing to me. And this is where it's tough for me to admit, but braiding my hair, the trichotillomania, the repetitive behavior of doing that, what I equate it to is my cocaine addiction from that same time, because that was right around the time where my father had passed away, and I have always been nervous. When I was young, I had chronic stress hives that literally almost killed me. They would be in my throat. I mean, it was really, really bad. I had so many tests done. The doctors just came down to that I had so much stress in my body that my body was trying to fight it off with these huge hives, and it was a whole thing, but it stopped when I was 14. When my father passed away, a little bit before that, I really got into no, it's not funny. Cocaine. I got into it really heavy. And when I stopped, I needed something to do, because I was used to going on that. So I started braiding my hair. And it was something that I had done off and on before up until then, but then it just started and it never stopped. And it's very embarrassing, because once I'm braiding, you can't talk to me, you can't hand me something, you can't tell me to stop. There is no stopping, and it gives off the same type of dopamine feeling as cocaine did for me. So after I'm done braiding my hair, I feel so much guilt, because I feel like I've done something very, very bad. And then I can't go anywhere. It's another thing that keeps me inside my house, because I don't want people to see me with tiny little braids all over my hair, because it doesn't look cute. It doesn't look like it was made to be like that. And then it leaves me having to explain that, you know, I might not be all there. I I don't like having to explain it to people. It's like my personal private thing. And that's how it feels for everybody who has it. They don't like other people to see them do it. Now, what they have found is that this disorder does not go away. There's treatments for it, but once it's there to stay, and that's what they've noticed. So for the woman who was asking about her daughter doing this and what she can do, the best thing that you can do is leave her be. And, you know, hopefully she doesn't eat it. The number one thing you do not want to do is tell them to stop. Tell them just relax, just stop. Don't do that. It's so insulting, because if they had a choice, they would instantly. It's embarrassing. It hurts. I mean, nobody wants to go bald on purpose, you know? So this is something psychological within them that they cannot stop doing. And also with trichotillomania, the umbrella of that is so big, because it can also go into scratching, which is dermatillomania, which Colleen Ballinger has. I also have it. I try to cover it and hide it, but I have marks all over my skin. And the problem with my face lately is because I won't stop picking at it. So that is a new thing that's been happening, is the dermatillomania as well. I mean, the biting of the fingernails, the skin around them, that's also part of that. All of that falls under the same type of umbrella, and what it is a coping mechanism for something that our brain is telling us is not good. Something's wrong, fight or flight, and that's how you manage it. So telling someone to stop, shaming them for it, embarrassing them for it, is only going to cause them to do it more with more guilt, and that can lead to a lot of suicide, ODs, just a lot of really, really bad issues. So you want to be as supportive as possible, but just keep a close eye on them. Make sure, you know, don't just ignore them and say, fine, go do whatever you need to do. Keep a close eye, but be supportive and kind. Empathy. And I also, lastly on this topic, want you guys to know that it is something that a lot more people have than you know. And there's people out there that have it that don't even know they have it, because they don't even know it's a disorder, because it's not talked about too much. But there are a lot of people out there, and I bet you each one of you at least know one of them that has trichotillomania and hides it, and you don't even know. So we're just waiting, just like me with my bipolar, just waiting for more medical science to figure out what this is, how to control it, how to cure it. What can we do? You know, so the only thing that I can say for your daughter is to make sure that she is happy as possible, feels understood, does not feel shamed for what she's doing to cope with whatever is going on, and then see if you can get her into cognitive therapy or, you know, behavioral therapy or anything that just might help. But if it makes it worse, don't push it. You know, we really have to choose to do it ourselves if it's going to be a permanent type of thing. We can't be pushed into it. That type of anxiety is exactly the thing that triggers the hair pulling. So if you guys have any more questions, if I didn't cover anything, or, you know, if you want to give your 2 cents, if you have this as well or know someone, down in the comments, guys. I'd really, really like to know your opinions. All right, and let's move on to cancel culture. I've been making notes here, okay? Cancel culture. We all know what that is. That is being cast out, ostracized by society for something that they have deemed you have done wrong or has made you a bad person. Like a boycott almost. And this isn't just something that's happening here on the internet, here on YouTube. This is happening worldwide. There are people losing their careers, celebrities losing their careers, you know, huge CEOs losing their jobs. There's a lot of things going on, and it's because of cancel culture. And I'm going to have a lot of trouble saying that word over and over again, so bear with me. But I am one of those people who are 100% against cancel culture. I am against it. I think that it's dangerous. I have secondhand embarrassment for the people who take part in it. I think that there is a time and there is a place to call out bad behavior and not stand for it. But I think that like we do as humans, we take advantage and overstep everything. And that's what's happened with cancel culture, is we've taken it from a, hey, you're doing something we don't like, so let's knock this off, you know, otherwise we're going to cancel you. It went from that to, you made a really crappy tweet 10 years ago when you were a totally different person, so now I'm going to take your whole life away from you and make you want to kill yourself. And that's what cancel culture has become. And I think that that mob mentality is very, very dangerous. And I'm not the type of person who likes to jump on a bandwagon. I don't like to do that. I don't even if the person is wrong, I don't like seeing tons and tons and tons of people attack them for it. Where is the room to grow? Where's the empathy anymore in society for people? It's like, it's online, so there's billions and billions and billions of people. I mean, you have to think about it. Cancel culture for everybody these days is not just a group of people. It's not like we're back in high school and it's 2 or 3 girls who are doing this to you and spreading rumors. No, this is online, to where people are digging up information on your friends and families and doxing you, and they're coming to your home. They're getting a hold of every single company you've ever worked with to make sure that they never work with you again, or they cancel sponsorships for you. They make it so you can't make any money. You cannot, like, you can't live, basically, for something. A lot of the times, not all the time, but a lot of the times, it's over something that someone had said or done so far back in time. And people are actually looking. People are actually looking. And you know what? I blame it a little bit on drama channels. And I'm not afraid to say that. I think the drama channels started a lot of problems with the internet and the mentality that people feel. You know, drama channels, they call things out, but then, like we do, they took it one step too far. And then you saw them both, it like imploded. Then they were fighting with each other. And then you got to see the real faces of basically each and every single one of them. And it was not for the benefit of you. They were not opening your mind to what all these YouTubers are, the bad that this YouTuber did, the gossip and everything they're trying to hide. They're not exposing these people for you. That's not what this is about. And a lot of them were shown for their true colors. A lot of them dug up stuff and created something out of what they found that was not true. A lot of them take things out of context to further their agenda. And people just believe it. And that's just the sad truth of it. If you like who you're watching and they say something, you take their word as gold. And that can be so detrimental, especially with cancel culture. I mean, half the time, these people that are being canceled, you don't even know what they're truly being canceled for. A lot of people just jump on to jump on because we're all angry. We're all angry at the world right now. And cancel culture is the best way to relieve that. And a lot of the times, we're sick of it. We're sick of all the bullshit that a lot of people are doing and getting away with. The racist things, the sexist things, all of that. And that is where I say we do put our foot down. We do say, no, that's enough. But then on the other hand, I see so many YouTubers, even some celebrities, that I would not agree to what has happened to them over cancel culture, over what they got in trouble for. It has taken a very, very big turn. And I think that if we don't fix this and get rid of cancel culture and turn this into a learning moment, then all you're doing is creating a world of hate. Because every single person, every single one of us, yes you, every single one of us has done something that you could probably technically be canceled for. I know I have. In my past, thank God we didn't get the internet. There wasn't YouTube and all that stuff back when I was a teenager, back in those days, because I would have been canceled ages ago. And there's always something to be canceled for. But the only problem with that, you know, because I'm not against the standing up for yourself, standing up for something you believe in, stopping bad behavior. I am 100% for that. But I am not for causing pain to people who are innocent. And I do not stand for having no empathy and not allowing the people to grow. Okay, so you cancel them, okay? Allow them to grow. Allow them to fix themselves. And remind yourself that somebody might have said something a long time ago, but people change. In 2 seconds after this video, something could happen to me and my world could completely change. It could change exactly who I am, how I think, how I feel, everything. So if it's years and years, you know, you're seeing a whole different person. You know when they're real bad with repetitive behavior that's recent. But let people grow. Let people learn from their mistakes, okay? We put kids in the timeout corner. They learn. They go back out. You know, we need to learn how to do that without the cancel culture, mob mentality that is so detrimental to people's well-being and health and careers and lives. Are you with me? Let me know in the comments. Alright, so that's everything we're going to talk about because that's just a whole lot in one video. If you guys have anything you want to include in the trichotillomania subject, leave it in the comments and let me know your feelings on cancel culture down below in the comments. I'll be down there. I'm talking to you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love getting your opinion. That's one thing I've always loved about chat spats. So let me hear you in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more and subscribe if you haven't. We do a whole lot here. And I, of course, will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Please don't cancel me, please.